Oops. Hey, everybody. What is up? What is up? I haven't seen y'all in about 2 weeks. Feels like 2 months. Let me get situated around here. All right, guys. I have so much stuff to share with you, and I don't want this to be a 2.5 hour live, but we got a lot to share. So y'all come on in, drop those comments in. You know how we do. When you come in, let us know what city, what state, what galaxy, what hemisphere, where you are coming from. As you know, this helps to build a tribe so other people can find out if you're in their neck of the woods. They can reach out to you. That's tribe building, right? Let me sip a little bit. Yes, I got this shirt on. Y'all, I always wear this shirt in my lives. It's like my favorite pair of jeans. And then I think I spent like some weird price at Burlington. You know, they have those weird prices like $5.68, some kind of nonsense. $4.98. This is where I got it from, and for that price. All right, so listen, I want you guys to come on in. I see y'all coming on in. Remember, shout out where you're coming from and let us know. I'm not going to hold anyone out. We are talking about my November homeschool update. And hold on, let me turn this off. Oh, I'm rusty already, y'all. So anyway, for all of you newbies that are coming in, I am Niki with formerly of That Homeschool Life. I am now the Homeschool Knockout or Homeschool Knockouts. That is the name of my new channel. I'll talk about that a little bit later on today or tonight. But welcome to my channel where I talk about all things homeschool, encouragement, tutorials, how-tos, vlogs, curriculum, product reviews, your one-stop shop for homeschooling, not just your children, but really homeschooling your mind, because you need to be homeschooled in a way of redirecting your approach to how you homeschool. Okay, so that's your mindset. So as you guys come on in, let me also say we've been doing this off and on for the last couple of months, but I want to bring this back and make it a part of our segment of our shows. So when we come in, after you announce what city or state or country, child, what planet, wherever you come from or wherever you're standing, let us know that. Also, let's start with a win. I want to hear your wins. And let me give you some examples of wins. If you're thinking, girl, I have no kind of wins this month, this year, this week. Wins are looking at the very fine micro level. Where's my book at? Y'all need to get this book and read it. Okay. Atomic Habits. Now, atomic, that's glare. Get out of here, glare. So atomic, it is shiny though. Atomic just means what? You can't see it. You know, it's like the quantums, at that quantum level. So ultra tiny. That's what you have to do, how you have to move. So things that you're doing that don't look like a win, if you compound that out like interest, you'll see, dang, I was killing it all this time. Okay. So a little win could be, I threw some seeds in the ground. I don't know if they're going to germinate or whatever. I got squirrels, dogs, cats, birds. They might eat the seeds, whatever. But each day I'll go out and water that little patch of dirt and hope that something comes up. Well, that's a win. You know, even if you don't get any plants coming up, the fact that you have the mindset and wherewithal to want to grow food is a win. If nothing comes up, you try it again until something comes up and you have a harvest and you eat it and boom, that's your major win. Another win, you didn't argue with your kids today. Or if you did argue with your kids, it lasted for like 3 minutes, like a little scuff, little spat, nothing that was long drawn out throughout the day. You know what I mean? So we've all had those. So just think about just those little things when you start, and this is why I'm bringing this up. When you start to get in that mindset, you'll start looking for those wins and you'll start creating those wins by adjusting your behavior. A lot of times it's on us how things run in the house, okay? So if you adjust your behavior as soon as you put one foot on the floor when you get out of bed, you can really steer, align, drive this ship. I'm just mixing all kind of metaphors, but you can really set the tone for your wins, okay? So my win, and I'll start with me. Hold on, we got people pouring in. All right, I'll get to me in a second because it's not about me. All right, we got DIY homeschool from Atlanta, ATLien. We got, oh, hold on, I skipped a whole bunch of people. We got my daughter's beautiful mind from Northern Illinois. Is it snowing out there yet? We've got Steph from Texas. Hey, y'all. You got to say y'all. If you're from Texas, I'm from Texas. I say y'all for everything. We got Melithia from my hometown, Houston, H-Town. 3AK from San Diego, another Californian. What's up, my fellow SoCaler? My daughter's beautiful mind says, full of wisdom, friend. Oh, thank you, my dear. Melinthia, we smashed the pumpkin in our backyard after Halloween, and now it's growing. That's a win. We go look at them every day. That is a major win. I'm so glad you said that, Melinthia, because we have our big old pumpkin sitting on the porch, and I'm like, oh man, that's got to go in the compost like any day now. So I'm gonna take a couple of seeds out and just put them aside, and then the rest is going in the compost for our garden. But that is a big win. Y'all come on in with these wins. We got Lillian from New Jersey. Raquandria from Georgia. Y'all know I used to live in Georgia back in the day, long time ago. Albany, Georgia. Okay, so when y'all come on in, let us know where you're coming from, and if you have a win, let's celebrate your wins. Because listen, here's the other thing: wins become contagious. Once you start seeing people put their wins out, you'll start thinking about your day. You'll start reflecting, and you'll think, you know what? That really was something positive. I didn't even think about it. Maybe you got a little one running around, and they finally peed in the toilet, not next to the toilet. Or you remembered to pay your bills. Maybe you pay by paper. It doesn't even have to be homeschool. Because remember, when you're working on your mindset, you as the mom or the main educator, how you feel, put like this. You know how they say happy wife, happy life? That's for the moms. If you got a good mindset going on, that's half the battle with your homeschooling. So if you start thinking about how can I get a win, or what was a win, then, and if you see other people, what they consider wins, you might start thinking, oh, I'm trying to be too grand and fancy. Let me take it down to the micro atomic level and count those wins, okay? We just finished November, the month of gratitude, okay? Your win could be, man, I woke up this morning and I wasn't aching as much as I was yesterday. I woke up today, my washing machine was working. Let me tell you, when my washing machine broke down, I was devastated, y'all. I got to go down to the laundromat. We got to hurry and get somebody in here. And I got blankets and stuff I got to wash. I was so grateful for a washing machine, So I promise, when I'm in the shower, I go down the list of my gratitudes, and I'm thankful for it. But those little wins are, hey, I was able to knock out some laundry today. That's a win. It's also showing gratitude. So just, if you just kind of redirect your thinking, your world starts to look different. My daughter did not have a meltdown today. That's what I'm talking about. And you could flip that and say, and I didn't have a meltdown with her either. Because y'all know when some child, the meltdowns, you be wanting to go into your closet and go back to sucking your thumb with these kids. So that's good. So as you guys come on in, tell us your wins. I got a couple. Okay, so here's mine. But let me get to Risa. Our win. My son got his braces put on with minimal tears and is back to eating without me cutting everything up, baby. Wait, I need my cowbell. Wait, who's up? Hey, Jay, is that you lurking around? Oh, I thought I heard him. It must be the dog. That's a win, baby. I remember when my middle son, he was on the spectrum, autism spectrum, and he got braces when he was 11. He's 13 now. And oh my God, I was doing a rain dance. I was praying. I was meditating. I'm like, oh my God, how is this going to go? And as usual, when I stress out and not walking my purpose, he just totally surprised me. He sat in the chairs like an hour and a half. He had his headphones on and everything. And he was like, once he sat in the chair, I was like, and because, it was cold, the sea going on. So, parents can be in the doctor's office. I was like, y'all want this money? I'm going to be right here rooted to this spot. But he looked at me. He was like, can you go? And I was like, you sure? What? Yeah, I'm okay. Child, I slowly moonwalked back a couple of feet, waited to see if he was going to turn his head from the chair and say, Mom, you go ahead and say. He never looked back. So I just continued to Michael Jackson moonwalk back. Came back an hour and a half. The dentist was like, he did great. And he was like, Mama did great. He had his little glasses on, little shade things on, and had his break. Oh my God, wanted to cry. But yeah, so I understand, reason when you're talking about that's a special time in a child's life, and that is a major win. All right, inspired amongst the chaos. That kind of ties into what I'm going to talk about today. Inspired amongst the chaos. I like that. I like that name. Okay, hello. Is it Friday already, girl? You sound like you need a win. We're gonna give you one. Hey, if you made it to Friday, that's a win. Look, because let me tell you, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna get to that. Get to that in a second. Okay, my type A personality is finally not over planning everything. I need to get a new bell. This one, it ain't popping like I need it to pop, but it is crystal, so I should be gentle. I'm settling into a groove. My goodness, that is a major win, 3AK. I'm a type A personality. And y'all know, if you go back and watch my videos from years ago, I have totally cooled out, leveled out, chilled out, and trusted the process. See, I didn't have a lot of faith, had a little bit of trust, but I was always trying to verify. Now, when you got that purpose, which equals your freedom, that's your peace of mind, and you can just exist and enjoy and not be so, worried about the chaos and the pressures and all of that. Melithia says, more cowbells. I have, oh my gosh, I got, I'm from Texas. I got some, let me see, hold on, because my son's got basketball, wrestling. Let me call him real quickly. Tell him to bring my cowbells up here. But anyway, yes. So being type A, we're the worst kind of people to deal with, because any other time, it's your mother. It's your mother. Hey, do me a favor. Bring my cowbells up. Just the pink one and a black one. All right. You know where they are, right? Okay. They're with the pom-poms. Yeah. By the pom-poms. All right. All right. I didn't want to be obnoxious, y'all. Okay. So with the win. So yes. And see, it's good that you said that, like being a type A personality, because when you know something about you, when you know there's some kind of characteristic about you that you need to work on, that's like a double win. So I'm gonna give you another. It just keeps spinning. It ain't. Oh, I gotta be gentle with it. See the glass. See, I wasn't even paying attention. Thank you, baby. Oh, you brought me all of them. All right. Okay. This one's kind of cracked. I'm gonna take that one. All right, thank you. Hey, you should go tell something to your younger brother, because he was trying to dress like you today. And did you ever tell him that it was cool when you got in the car?
No, because he was being annoying to me.
I know. So just go tell him that, however you want to say it, but I know you were kind of proud when he was trying to be like you. So just gotta, Let them know a little something, okay?
All right.
But leave my door open because I'm hot. All right. Okay. Oh my gosh. You know what? With your kids, they take you on a roller coaster. But I love seeing how their relationships evolve over time. So my youngest one is always talking smack, and he's always like, "Oh, that's silly. That's a nerd." Always trying to proclaim something, and then next thing you know, he's trying to be like you. But he just said what you were doing was nerd like, and then that's weird, or oh, that's stupid. And then next day he look exactly like you, dressed like you, eating the same stuff, saying your phrases. That's my youngest one. So anyway, all right, look. So for Melinthia and for my H-Town girl. Now I won't do that too much because I know that's very obnoxious and I know it's very loud, but I just had to do it. Jessica! Y'all get ready because y'all about to see more of Jessica. I'm not gonna say too much right now, but just know for all my lovely veterans that come through that share so much knowledge and information. I want to give back. I want to give you guys a platform to put yourself, your information, your passion, your knowledge, all of that out there to share with everyone. And so we're going to be seeing and hearing more from this beautiful sister right here, Miss Jessica. So I just want to point that out. Let's move on. Danielle! Oh, I'm seeing the old faces come through. We found a fun phonics video game my kids love. That's a win. That's a win. When it's fun and it's a game, because they like games, that buys you time to do something else. So they're learning, they're engaged, and it's a double win. So we're going to take that win. 3AK, exactly. I'm learning to trust all the research and curriculum and actually experience the flow of things with the kids, and that's making all the difference. That's a win. That's a win. Hold on. Now listen, this is not a mimosa. It's not an adult beverage. It is just pineapple juice with water because I am anemic. Pineapple has iron in it. And also when I take my iron, my Floridix, which is awful, and my black seed oil, I gotta douse it with pineapple. And so I did it, and then I pour another glass to help with the lingering effects of that black seed oil. It cures everything but death, but Lord, the taste. It tastes like death. All right. So we don't think that we know everything or we need to know everything before we can fully give ourselves to doing something. And that's not the case. 3AK is proof. Okay. So just learning to trust, like, that game where you put your hands across your chest and then your two friends stand behind you and like, girl, we're going to catch you. Just fall back. Like maybe you're standing on the bed or something. Well, no, just stand on the ground and just go. And you're like, y'all actually caught me. It's always going to be one time where they just like pull their arms back and then you just kind of fall. All right. Melinthia says, I have a question. Last video, you mentioned a writing add-on. Yes, I'm going to talk about that. A writing add-on for your son that he's been doing, but you didn't mention the name. Do you remember what it is? Yes, it's the Greg Barron method. And I should do a live on that next week. Yeah, because y'all know I love all things writing. I was looking for my son to see if I can have him bring it. Maybe I can pay him to do a testimonial. He really loves it. And I'm gonna take a couple more wins, and then we're gonna get into the November update. All right. And then Melinthia, I'll type up the name and everything for that. 20 minutes in. Okay, guys. Okay, I need to send an email with my new resources. Oh my goodness. Yes, please. Yes. And then Jessica, you need your own channel, girl. Okay, I find it to be hard. She seems rebellious, and I did this because I got sick. Wait, did I miss something? Michelle? Okay. Are you talking about homeschooling? Did you have a bad day? And I did this because I got sick. I'm going to need some more information, but if you're having a rough day, hold on. Does it have to be in books? Can it be anything online? She's in sixth grade. Nice to see you live. Okay. She seems rebellious, and I did this because I got sick. I'm not sure what you did. I don't know if I missed. No, I don't see anything from you. So I don't know. So you're having some issues with your 6th grader, and she seems rebellious. You're not feeling well, and you're asking. I'm guessing that you're asking if the curriculum has to be in books. Can it be? Okay, so listen, and if I'm understanding what you're asking, Michelle, you got a teen. First of all, you got a teen girl, okay? That says a lot. So your approach is going to be different, okay? You hold on, let me turn this heat off. You have really got to nurture that little spirit, and honestly, don't worry about the school right now. If she's in that real rebellious stage, she needs mama right now, okay? That whole world, is topsy-turvy, and a lot's going on in the world right now, on top of everything of being a teen with hormones. The body's changing, and they're probably not getting enough sleep, which at this time, 6th grade and up, those babies need a lot more sleep because their body is changing lightning fast speed. Remember when you had like your little babies, like they would go through those growth spurts, like from 3 to 6 months, those little cusp ages, and they would just like take off, but they were sleeping longer. Well, that's why it happens again when they hit like 12, 13, even before then. They need more sleep. So that's one thing you can definitely do. Let her sleep in, okay? If, depending on what that situation is, she needs more sleep. She needs a minimum of like 9 hours, preferably 10. I'm not joking. Those kids need time. Ariana Huffington, I used to like her. I got issues with her now, but she wrote a book called Sleep. That is a tremendous book. We don't realize how much sleep is important to the functioning of our bodies and our minds and psyche. Start with that. Now, find out what subject is she least resistant to. Okay, I say least resistant to because she might not like anything right now because she's a teen. Find out which subject she's least resistant to, or if you get nowhere with that, what does she like? Okay, and then you find a book, a movie, a TV show related to that in some way, shape, or form. Okay, she might be into fashion. Oh, let's learn about Coco Chanel's house. The house of fashion. You just gotta just sit down and give a little bit more thought. Or if you're feeling brave, go sit down with your baby girl, make her some breakfast, shock her. She's gonna be like, oh my God, is my mom gonna kill me? Is she gonna give me away? Why is she being so nice? And ask her, what would you like to do today? Anything. What do you want to do? I mean, when I say anything, I mean like, go out skinny dipping, not no crazy stuff. But what do you want to do today? What are you curious about? Or what do you want to know more about? Who's the flyest celeb right now? Start with that little innocent entry point. Who's fly right now? Who's got the best music? Whatever. Okay, child, I don't know any celebrities, music wise. Let me say, just say Beyonce, because I can't think of anybody that's young, say if it was Beyonce. Okay, let's go watch some videos on her. And then you're watching it, start thinking about, okay, she can move a little bit, her costume looks fly and stuff like that. She's into fashion. Let's find out who designs her stage wear. Go off on a little rabbit hole, but just make it fun and enjoyable for her. And then you slide in the academics later. It could be later on that day or tomorrow. I was thinking about that guy that does all the designing for her stage stuff. And I was like, you know what? We need to you know, you need to go to Joann's and maybe get some patterns and try to make a little something, maybe like a little doll size version. Because see, we never know what our kids might be interested in. Back in the day when I was in school, you had home economics, you had wood shop. Y'all know if y'all a particular age, if y'all seasoned like me, you had home economics, you had sewing, boys too. I am broke my nail. You had all that. So you had lots of opportunities to figure out if there was something that you liked. Now, from just Beyonce and then going to a craft store, hold on, guys. You might find out she might discover she likes sewing, okay? Or she might discover something else at the craft store. But it's a start. Don't worry about the academics. Get her going with something, and then you can slide in the academics, or you can slide in the math. Okay, so right now just find something she's interested in, because you gotta pull that life raft that she's on, because she's floating across the Pacific. You gotta pull it back to you before you can start trying to dump books and math and English and literature and all that kind of stuff on her. Okay, my go-to is always just finding books that your kid likes. I always have a lot of books. I know that's a win-win. That's not for everybody. Okay, so just find what she likes and get out the house, go on a little field trip. Okay, but just be there with her, but without pushing the academics. Leave it alone for a week. It's better to have peace and to rebuild that relationship with your daughter than for that whole week chipping away at the trust and fragile relationship that you guys have. So that's long-winded, but just start with that and then see how that goes. Okay, a lot of times the kids just want to feel like they're there and that they're being paid attention to and that what they say matters. Okay, so try that. All right. Inspired amongst the chaos says, oh, non-homeschool win. Oh, we take any kind of wins, baby. Any kind of wins. We committed to Vlogmas and survived the first half of the week. That is a win. And I appreciate that, because I did Vlogtober, 31 days, and I was exhausted by day 15. So I applaud you. It's inspired amongst the chaos. Guys, you see her channel up there. Y'all go over there. I'm not telling y'all have to do that. Go over there and support this mama. She's putting content out every day. Go support her. If you want to subscribe and say Niki's Knockout sent you, and go support Inspired Amongst the Chaos. I'm gonna go to your channel. Let me just pull it up and support you. Okay. She was homeschooled. Okay, she in public school now? Because if she's in public school, that's going to be a totally different animal. Coffee and kiddos. Having trouble with my 7th grader. Excuse me. She likes to hibernate in her room. She also gives me a hard time about her work sometimes. All right. So I guess we're going to do my November update maybe tomorrow. All right. So your 7th grader likes to hibernate. So she just likes to sleep, or she just likes to coop up in her room. A lot of people do that. A lot of kids, I do that. They just want a refuge, okay? But you're still the mama. So you're still the mama. So you need to go in there. Like I told, was it Risa or Michelle? You need to go in there. And don't even bring up her attitude, or if the room's messy, just ignore all of that. You got to go in with a Jedi mindset. You got to be like totally surprise your kid and give them a totally different mom. You walk in there, sit on the bed, throw some clothes off and sit on the bed and ask them, what you want to do today? Oh, you want to read anything? Or what movie's coming out this weekend? Or I'm watching The Wheel of Time. I know it's really popular. It's on Amazon, I think. Bring up something that's popular or trending, okay? And just talk to your child. Don't even worry about the school part, okay? If she's giving you a hard time about her work, that's the time to sit down and say, hey, I'm gonna sit down, not as your mom, as an old, what grade are you in? 7th grade? 13-year-old. As an old 13-year-old, okay? What's giving you a hard time? Everything. Okay. Yeah, and agree with everything she says. In this case, you got to be like the husband who's got the emotional wife who's like, this dress doesn't fit, doesn't make me look fat. I did, and the husband's just like saying yes, they're just agreeing. That's how you got to treat her, with kid gloves. Yes. Let her pour everything out. Hey, well, well, I don't want nobody or anything overwhelming you, so let's knock this out. Okay, let's go through the list. Okay, what's the biggest offender? What's the biggest MF that's bothering you? Math. All right. Is it too hard? Is it too much? Do you not like the book or the teacher? Just do a little bit of Angela Lansbury, just a little digging to see. And it takes time. And then you need to know when to back away. Okay, so I got a little bit of information. You know what? Let's put math on pause tomorrow, and so we can figure some things out. Hey, you hungry? Let's go get something to eat. Something to eat. Okay, and just touch it, and then back away and get away from it. Okay, and then remember, it's not about you. You're just trying to pull the information out of these mumble mouth teens. Okay, and trying to make sense of everything. So and it might take you a couple of days before you get to the root cause. Okay. It might not even be she's having a hard time with her work. It could be she's having a hard time with her friends. So as a result, she's having a hard time with her work because she can't concentrate. Now she's hibernating in her room. So sometimes we have to dig a little bit further to see what that really root causes. Is math. Yeah, math. That's a lot of people's little nemesis. Hey, Sheena from New Jersey. Mrs. B, do you think challenging word problems and intensive practices or the intensive practices rigor matches up to Beast Academy? Our spine is dimensions map. Okay, so this is what you can do. Okay, it's 31 minutes in at I'm going to do 5 more minutes of taking questions, and then I'm going to quickly get on with the November update and then go back to Q&A. That's the plan, Stan. Okay. Do you think challenging word problems? Oh, absolutely. Have you seen those challenging word problems and intensive practice? Absolutely. When it comes to word problems, Beast Academy and Singapore, to me, are pretty even. They're pretty even. Okay. You cannot go wrong. So if you're trying to decide, see, right now you have dimensions. You have Singapore dimensions. So it's easier to go with the word problems, those 2 books, because it complements dimensions, right? So the word problems are going to be similar, and it's easier to match it up. Now, if you go over to Beast, they don't just have a book that's just word problems. So you kind of got to do a little bit of extra work and dig for those word problems. Okay, usually toward the end of the section. Okay, not always. Sometimes it's like 2 pages after that lesson has started. So you can't go wrong. What I would suggest, if you want to, you have a lot of Singapore stuff, mix in maybe every other week, bring in some Beast Academy word problems. Okay, so you can mix it up like that. You don't need to do challenging word problems and intensive practice in addition to dimensions. Okay, that's an overload. I would break it up. I would alternate. Okay. But I definitely wouldn't do all of that in one day. I would say like on Fridays, we do challenging word problems. Okay. Or you can alternate every other Friday, word problems, intensive practice, or you do 1 or 2 problems from intensive practice and maybe 1 word problem from the challenging word problems. Okay. So like a max of 3 in one day, if you have to do that, in addition to your work in that book, only so you don't get burnt out. Even if your child is very, very bright. That was my son. They do burn out. Okay. They really do burn out. So just mix it in, here, go back and forth, or just put 1 away and use that, the one that you put away, use that as a review for later on. Like, see, there's so much moving around sometimes. I don't know if that was a trimmer or if that was my husband slamming the door downstairs. Okay, I'm not sure. It sounded a little different. Okay. Michelle, I think I was a little confused about homeschool going to buy books digital. Okay, so it sounds like you're new, Michelle, and that's great. So if you just pulled your child out of public school, so there's the thing, when you're, and I'm just guessing for you, if you're coming out of public school, there's this process that's called deschooling, where for every year that you're in school, you take a month off in your homeschool. So your child was, say, 7 years in public school, excuse me, 7 months to like give yourself time to transition. Okay, doesn't mean don't learn anything for 7 months. It means give yourself and your child 7 months, and that's not set in stone. It's a guideline, but there's a lot of conditioning going on, and you also need time to assess where your child is, okay, and for you, and to figure out what curriculum to use. If you're going to use curriculum, what kind of style do you want to use, do you want to teach? So you need all that time to help deprogram your child and program yourself for what's coming. So that's what it is. So but just know, and she's in, I think, 6th grade, that start with some fun classes on OutSchool, you know. And all my kids, well, my 2 kids are on OutSchool for several classes. They have great, phenomenal teachers that I was able to get them into. So do something fun. As a matter of fact, for those of you who have the teens who are just like in that phase, I would go find some cheap 1-off, 2-off classes on OutSchool that's geared to something they like, business, design, creative writing. Just tell them, hey, you got a budget of $10 or whatever that budget is, and you go find a class that you like, and see in the search engine for OutSchool, it has like popular classes. So have them click on that, and then they can just browse through, do the parameters for their age group, and then let them find something. It's worth a shot. Okay, you're welcome, Michelle. Okay, about 2 more questions. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Inspired. My daughter had math improvement, and she is on. I feel a win. My daughter had math improvement, and she is on or above grade level, so she got an award and sticker at her. I am happy. Don't you love it when you just see your babies? They were like struggling, or maybe if they weren't struggling, they were just maybe average, and they just stepped it up, or they pulled in deep, and now they're flying. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful, and that is a wonderful win. And you get credit too, because you were the mama that was there, drying the little fledgling wings, dealing with all the stuff that goes on and supporting that. So kudos to you. All right. Do you plan on doing any gardening type videos? We want to start some. So it seems that I messed it up. We want to start some seeds to transplant in the spring. I'm not sure where to start. Okay, so look, guys, let me go into my November update because I'm going to talk about that today. All right, so, but you know what, Melinthia, I'm going to give you a bell. I'm going to give you a Tinkerbell, because that's a win, because you were thinking about being self-sufficient with growing your own food. So we're going to get into that. Okay. Black Queen, what's popping, mama? It's good to see you. Okay, so this is my thing, okay? Oh my gosh, I'm so behind in all these comments. Okay, I'm going to come back to you guys. I'm just trying to see if there's anything pertinent that I need to address. I shouldn't even be awake at these times, but hey, from the UK, that's right. Shelby is calling. She's coming in from across the pond. Thank you, girl. I'm going to give you a win. Wait, no. Because when you have the knowledge, when you want the knowledge, you'll get up early in the morning or stay up really, really late. So that's a win for you, mama, for just wanting to get that information, okay? How can you tell if your kid is burnt out? Ask them. If you don't see like obvious signs like bags, just a little irritability, different from the regular grumpiness, if they're grumpy or if they're a teen, ask them, I've been looking at, don't say I've been looking at you, because they'll be like, what? Well, I haven't been doing anything. I've been feeling burnt out lately. Like, are you feeling burnt out too? It's just like, I've been tired. I've been just like feeling like I'm walking through, quicksand. Are you feeling that way too? Put it on you and then ask them if they're feeling that way. Baby, I think something's in the air. It must be this November season or December season. I'm just tired. I don't know what's going on. Are you feeling tired? And then just kind of what you think you're seeing is you. Like, I don't want to eat. I don't feel like looking through these lesson plans to teach. Am I teaching crazy? Because if I am, then I'm burnt out. And if I'm burnt out, you probably burnt out. You burnt out? You can tell me. Come on. Let's go have something to drink and a snack and let's talk about it. Let's knock it out. Okay? And, if they just answer truthfully, be like, okay, we're going to knock it out. We're going to knock it out, which gets me to the point of why I changed this video talking about purpose equals freedom. Okay? So we go in there. Okay? Can you use math antics? I think I've heard of that a long time ago, but I don't remember. So I don't want to comment on that. I'm not sure. All right. So now I'm caught up. All right. So now in the chat, I have my new channel. It's called the Messy Homesteader. And why am I telling you this? Okay. November update. I'm talking about purpose equals freedom. Now, with my kids, and this is how this came to be. My middle son, my 7th grader, my 13-year-old, he's been wanting to go into business for a long time. He's always started some kind of business, restaurant. He's always trying to sell something. This is going to be my real entrepreneur. And I've been promising him to go to the junkyard to get some material so he can build something. But everything's been closed because of California and, the Jabberwocky situation going on. And I said, you know what? We'll find a way. We got other things we can do to help realize, this dream of yours. So my baby went and found a business that he wants to start. And I'm not going to give it away, but it's geared towards men, but it's a product that has traditionally been used or given a lot of focus to women. Think of think of Bath and Body Works. And he wants to do that for the guys because he's like, Mom, you got all this nice smelling stuff and all this cool looking stuff. And then, on my side of the bathroom vanity, and then on his dad's side, it's just, the usual kind of stuff that guys have. They're not worried about that kind of stuff. So anyway, so I was like, oh my God, I had not been following my purpose because when I did my homeschool vision, which I do every year, I talked about raising healthy, happy, satisfied kids, letting them choose their path. That's the whole reason why I make all my kids read The Alchemist in 6th grade, because in 6th grade, things start turning, okay, around that age, like 11, 12, 13, things are turning and they're processing. The processing is different now. And I was like, with The Alchemist, it helps you. Oh, it's a wonderful book by Paulo Coelho. And it's about finding your path in life despite challenges and deceptions and illusions. How do you hold to that vision that you have? And it's the journey. It's like Joseph Campbell, the hero's journey. The hero's journey is what every story, every movie is based upon. Okay. And when I looked at my homeschool vision, which is like a purpose, I realized I was not following that purpose. I was just trying to, manage everything and manipulate it. I was trying to be the puppet master, but without really thinking I was. That was the thing. I didn't think I was pulling the strings, but I really was, right? And so I stepped back and I said, okay, this kid needs more independence. He needs a little bit less academics. He needs more life direction because he's ready. He knows his purpose right now as a 13-year-old, which was blowing my mind. I was like, what was I doing at 13? Quiet as it's kept. I still had My Little Pony. I still had Barbie with the big Barbie pool and the Barbie Corvette and the Barbie RV. I still played with that back when I was growing up. We still had that stuff. It's a different time now, and I had to readjust. And and like I was telling you guys with the older kids, sit down and just talk to him like a young adult. Just talk to him differently. And not just talk and just listen like, oh, yeah, oh, that's great. And then, don't really follow through. We made a contract. I'm like, buddy, I'm about to honor you in this, and it's on you. I'll be right beside you, but it's on you. And I said, okay, this is what I'm comfortable doing until I see A, B, and C from you, and the mom can move forward. Okay. The mom I just can't go willy nilly like that. I got to see some action, and then, that umbilical cord gets further away, and you got more freedom. Okay. Because I see you working in your purpose. I'm going to give you more freedom to follow, excuse me, your path. So I was like, epiphany. And then I applied it to homeschool. I said, you know what? What we have going on, I talked to two moms because my kids have PE. I talked to two moms that pulled their kids out just recently because, of the Jabberwocky going on. And they're frantic because they have, number one, they don't want to homeschool, don't know how to homeschool, and looking at those kids, they just hyper. They just, that was the zoo that their kids were in. So that's what the mom is seeing, and not seeing that her kids can be totally different in a couple of months, okay, a couple of weeks. And I said, you know what? When you have a purpose, we're going to homeschool no matter what. You start to free yourself from pressures and other people's purposes that they have for you. Remember I told you about the homeschool, the uli with the B, the ulis, the homeschool ulis. Okay, when you're trying to please or trying to impress, or trying to make it seem like, you know, everything but what you really are, you start to fulfill other people's purpose. Hence, her purpose was to make you feel less than as a homeschooler, or maybe your purpose ends up being to fulfill a need. Oh, I need to use this curriculum because this is what everyone is doing, or I need to have this big amazing homeschool room because that's what it seems that I need to have. But if your purpose was, let me educate my children the best way I can so they can be productive, responsible, sane adults that can make competent decisions, you don't need all of that. I don't have a homeschool room anymore. I have a wall with a big old piano in front of it. Now, how are we going to get to the wall? I don't know. We just move the bench over and I rarely use it. But when you have purpose, you don't follow other people's purposes. You don't do things just based on need, okay? And you don't do things based on all of these fears and pressures, because then you're laser focused. Let me take a swig because my throat. Okay, so for me, what I did with my middle son, I said, okay, baby, I'm going to let you own your homeschool day. Do the work today. Do the work that you want to do. I don't care what it is, but I would like it if you came to me and said, okay, Mom, I want to do these subjects Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and these on Tuesday, Thursday. However you want to do it. Okay. You do have 2 classes that you do have to go to. I'm not going to micromanage you. You come to me at the end of the day and bring me the work that you've done and start working on your business stuff. Okay. If I don't care if you get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and you get your stuff done by 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't care. However you decide that you want to do it, it's on you. Excuse me. It's on you. Just come to me so I can check over your work, and but we need to make some changes, or just to check his work, and then go on and do what you want to do, what you feel you are called to, because I feel it from talking to you and listening to you. You are called for this, and I'm going to stop running away from it and just kicking the can down the road. I am 100% about that life for you, okay, to help you with that purpose. So I'm Melchizedek in The Alchemist, okay? I'm just going to be hovering around. I'm going to be the 2 little stones in the pocket, just all around. All right. So we did that. And sometimes if you just give the kids a chance to be independent, they will surprise you. And my baby is so, I mean, I almost want to cry because he's like, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I'd done this sooner. But he's like, this is oh my gosh. There's always one child who keeps you on your knees. And I thought, oh my gosh, when he was like 4 or 5, and I was like, I don't know what the future's going to be for him. But I know it's going to be great, but I just don't know. And I don't know how much work he's going to need. And fast forward, he was diagnosed when he was 3 with autism. And fast forward, I think he was right before he got his braces, he faded from all of the services that he was getting, speech, occupational therapy. By then he was just doing those an ABA therapy. He faded from all of that. And that was a scary decision because I could see that he had transcended that. But I didn't feel like, I wasn't trusting my child and what was in front of my eyes. I wasn't trusting it because I was forgetting the purpose. He was happy. He was healthy. He was doing everything he needed to do right then and there. But I wasn't trusting my eyes. To me, my eyes were lying to me. They were lying to me. And I see him. Oh my gosh. He's like, he makes his lunch. Okay, I need this to eat because I know I'm going to spend 2 hours on this, and I need enough of lunch to get me through, so I don't have to go downstairs, because when I go downstairs, my brother's going to bother me. This is his thought process. He's got, he has a loft bed. He shares a room with his younger brother, and he has a blanket around his loft bed for privacy. He's got everything laid out, school stuff on this side, work stuff on that side. And I'm so proud of him. And I'm so proud that he kept to that purpose and didn't just say, well, my mom hasn't really done anything, or let me just go play some video games. He still kept to it. And I said, I'll never get so caught up in the craziness and the pressures and all of that and forget my purpose. So, oh my God, I can't believe I'm dropping tears. He just floored me. And I just couldn't believe that. It was right in front of me. And I'm on here talking to you guys all the time. You listen to your kids, blah, 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 blah. And I thought I was doing that. And I wasn't. So, not no more. Not anymore. If you're blessed, a lot of times for those, you have those teens who are rebellious and they're doing all this stuff. They probably want to do something. They want to find a purpose. Back in the olden days, kids were working in their trades. If the village or the elders, if they saw some kind of aptitude in a child, they were the blacksmith, or they were the wood maker, or whatever, the silver, whatever. Just sitting back and just watch your kids, talk to your kids. Even if you don't know how to talk to your kids, start off with that. Sweetie, I don't even know what I'm going to say to you because this is new to me. All I know is I want to be there for you, and I want to help you find whatever purpose you want in life. Even if you don't know it, we'll find it together. I just want you to know I support you, and I will walk to the ends of the planet to help find what you need to get you moving on in life. However you want to phrase it. But so long as they know you got their back and it's okay for them to fail and make mistakes. Oh, Mom, well, I don't want to tell my mom that I want to be an artist or a drawer or a painter because there's no money in that. And what if I fail? We have to let them know that failure is okay. Where's that book at? Okay. Oh, man. Okay. This is going to be a part 2. All right. This is going to be a part 2. So let me tell you, this book, damn. Hold on. This book here, I can't get to it. But this woman right here, this woman here changed my life. Carol Dweck. She wrote Growth Mindset. That's the phrase everyone's been using. They got it from her. She wrote that book 20, 30 years ago. when, all right, it's my mascara. Look, my eyes are red. All right. The mindset. If you want them to have a growth mindset. Okay, growth mindset means adversity can come, they'll withstand it, they'll weather it. They won't be snowflakes. Okay, they won't be fragile when they're out there in the world. So we want to create that growth mindset, not a fixed mindset, which is the opposite, where you feel like, oh, I'm no good at math, or I'm no good at drawing, or I can't play sports, or I can't sing, or I look this way, so I'll never get this. It's just shifting that. And you know what? Learn with them. You're probably not living your purpose. You're probably not living your purpose. Go on that road with your child and let them see you struggle. Y'all become Bonnie and Clyde together. All right, so I'm gonna let me readjust because I got a whole bunch of things I wanted to to talk about. It did help that I've been on ashwagandha tea. I've been drinking that and then taking the supplements. And let me tell you, it's a de-stressor. And I wasn't taking it for the de-stress part. I was taking it because I ran out of magnesium that I take. It's like it calms you. It's good to take right before bed. And someone told me about ashwagandha. And actually, it was a frugal nurse. She's been taking that. This is the woman who she's got a beautiful channel. She talks about canning, prepping, all kinds of things. The Frugal Nurse Homestead. You guys go check her out. And she talks about how she's a breast cancer survivor, and she was taking this, and it was really calming her and things like that. So I started drinking the tea and then bringing in the supplements, and I was really noticing just a more of a laid back factor. Wait a minute, hold on. That's probably why I was able to notice my son. No, seriously, I didn't even put the two together. I'm gonna have to DM her. That could be ashwagandha. 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 Yeah. I'm wondering. I don't know. I've been on it for a little bit. Yay! Good for you, girl. Been waiting for this. Okay, I'm sorry. I got lost. I totally forgot about the comments. Okay, Lillian, are there any specific classes you would recommend on OutSchool for math for a fifth grade student who does Singapore and Beast Academy? Why, yes, there is a teacher, Moxie Learning. They have a Singapore math. It's dimensions. It's dimensions. Singapore dimensions, fifth grade. Moxie, Moxie. Oh, thank you, Jessica. Ring that bell for yourself. Oh my, did I ring the bell? Man, you know what? That's why I like coming on here, because sometimes just thinking out loud helps me to realize some things that, I just, I keep to myself, Oh, thank you. You're ringing your Christmas tree bell. Thanks, love. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And look, I didn't even say that was a win. I was so caught up in it. All the feels, that is the best feeling when you see it click and the lights go on. Beautiful work, mama. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Lord, that's why they like in the growth mindset, and they tell you it's not about the destination, it's the journey, because you can appreciate that destiny if it was all roses and daisies and lollipops and you just, surfed your way to the end. Nah, Jack, you need those potholes, those cracked sidewalks with the roots coming up. You need that house with a roof that's leaking. You need that mountain with the trees of Mordor. You need all of that to appreciate when you get to your destination. Lord knows I had all of that with a bag of lunch. Thank you, Danielle. Yes, ashwagandha. It comes in tea, and you can also purchase it in pill form. Yes, I got both, and it's helping. All right, so let me move on. Okay, so so my son is leading by example. So I'm like, you know what? Last year, for all my veterans, y'all know last year I announced that I was going to start a Patreon, and I forgot what else I said. whatever. But I didn't do it. I felt they had a little pushback, and I didn't know how to really handle that. It wasn't a lot of pushback, but people were just so used to my lives and just coming in, and not really knowing that for a lot of content creators, we're paying for a lot of stuff. All the free printables. I do it through Convert Kit, which costs like almost $30 a month. StreamYard. I don't use the free version. I use the paid version. So all of these things, just the equipment that costs, and there are other things involved, that you have to pay for. And, I gladly pay for it myself. You guys know I do have my own business. So, it's a write-off. But, you get to a point where you want to be able, like, I would love to like redo my office and make it like more of a studio, and really like I'm buying more curriculum so I can do more reviews for you guys, things that I've not used before. I know The Good and the Beautiful is popular. I want to look at a lot of other different things and just give my opinion, or at least say, hey, you know what, I think this would pair well with this, or watch out for this. This looks like this is very teacher intensive. This is secular. You sure you want to use or this is spiral and you want mastery. So just things like that. This might not work well if you got 5 kids and they all like 3 years apart. You might want to look at something like this, or just all of those things. So I'm at a point now where I want to grow that part of my services that I offer, of just when I'm talking to you. So, but back to the purpose. Okay, so I'll make this the final part. So purpose and freedom. So a lot of y'all know I am a prepper. I've been prepping almost 20 years. But here's the thing. I wasn't really walking in purpose with my prepping. My prepping had no purpose. You know why? Because let me tell you why. When you go to my new channel, and for y'all, I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but if you would kindly go over to my new channel, the Messy Homesteader, the link is in the description box. I have on there, let me show you. I have on there my little tagline, and the tagline was for me. That's my tagline. It's just simple. It's just start. Okay. Whether you're a veteran homeschooler or a newbie, or you don't homeschool, things in life don't get done because we want it to be perfect. That's why I call myself the Messy Homesteader. And I wish I had done this when I started homeschooling, like when I first started homeschooling, but YouTube wasn't really around. So you can see the messiness, but you just start. Like my channel, I ain't got no content on it. And I said, you know what? I don't want to tell anybody about my channel because I don't have any videos up. But I recorded videos. I just haven't, edited them yet. But I was like, girl, you better just start. Just put it up there. It's not like you're never gonna put anything up there again. And I was like, just start. Look, I got my son putting on the helmet before a pressure can, because people always think that the pressure canner is going to explode. So so I said, you know what? This is something that consumes a big part of my life, but I'm unorganized with it. I got seeds over here, seeds over there. I got cans over there, canning supplies over here, canning supplies over there. I got gardening tools. Some of them I forgot. I left them out in the backyard. Now they're rusty. But I started. But once you start, you got to really focus in on your purpose. Hopefully you have the purpose first and then you start. But here's the thing. If you don't have a purpose, that's how you procrastinate. Well, I can't start. I don't know really what I want to do. No, just start. And then your purpose will start to materialize because you're doing the work. Faith without works is dead. You got to just start. Let the purpose come to you, okay? While you're working, whatever it is, you got time to think, and then your purpose can come. So while I'm canning, I was like, you know what? This world is really changing, and I really want to build a tribe. Now I go to a lot of YouTubers, and I subscribe and I chat with them, and they're always saying, hey, we need more of us to get out here and just show what we're doing. And that's what I want to do. That's why with the homeschool, I want y'all to see how it looks for me, because to me, I'm realistic in my mind. Because I be effing up, I be changing my mind. Y'all know me. You know, it is what it is. And that's how it is with this other part of my life. And it's really important. So not everybody wants to hear about all that. So I made another channel, and I'll be talking about gardening, canning, baking, all of those things, medicinals. Like, child, look, I think I stole this from my mom. Which, for those who know, y'all know about this book. Y'all know about this book. I mean, I got these for days. For days. Ooh, well, I'm not gonna make too much of a mess. Just for days. And I want to share that. I want to take you guys on my journey, because for a lot of this, I'm fairly new. Like for gardening, I've been doing that for 20 years, but I'm a messy gardener. I just do it. And I don't worry about all the details. Now I got to worry about the details, because I really have to be more self-sufficient, because things are happening in this world, and you can mess around if you want to. So so being self-sufficient, you know, educating your kids, growing your food, baking your food, growing your own medicine, preserving your food, all of that. So so check that out if you would be so kind, and leave a little note down there if there's anything you want to see. And I'll be having some videos up this weekend. I'm editing them now. So that's part of my November update. As far as academics, okay, I think it was Melinthia or someone asked about the writing supplement. Okay, so listen. So if you're using writing and rhetoric, my kids are, there every other book, I suggest a supplement to use with that book. Okay. And for book 5, which is refutation and confirmation, it's like persuasive writing. It's the brown book. I recommend this supplement. It's called the Greg Barron method. I'm going to put it in the chat. And this one method, and this really shows your child. I guess I should show it. It shows your child how to see clearly the difference between a claim, evidence, and then analysis, which is the net of a persuasive essay, okay, or any kind of academic writing. All right, is to learn the difference. Now, this was the issue I had with writing and rhetoric in narrative book 3, because it introduces outlining, but it doesn't go deeper into outlining. Kids really need to know what's considered under the Roman numeral and the letter and then the number. You know, how do you break down an outline and what goes where and why? Okay. So so I recommend the outlining, which is a real quick, easy book. You can spend 2 weeks on that and then go back to writing and rhetoric. Now with Greg Barron, it's like a 6-week long program. You can make it shorter than that, or you can use it in conjunction with your writing program, and that will really solidify that, because it's color blocking, which I love. It's a phenomenal way to teach, and my son loves it. That's the one, my 7th grader. He loves it so much. He wakes up for his class. He's on time. He makes him breakfast, and he's ready to go. Never had that with writing for him, where he was just like, I get it. So now his confidence is up. He's like, I want more. So it's a good time for him right now. My son wants to go to MIT. I'll have to outsource his high school education because I'm not qualified to teach advanced math or science. Is public school or community college best for them? Let me tell you, because that was the trajectory for my oldest son. MIT, Caltech, Stanford, or maybe my alma mater as a safety school. And my son just completed an AI workshop, a boot camp, 4 weeks long, at Caltech. And those in the know Caltech. They had an all-star of teachers come through. One of the teachers worked for JPL. That's the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Those in the know, they know that's the Mercedes-Benz in the tech world. And I talked to one of the the engineers, and I was like, so what's going on with these kids when you guys, they start working for you guys? I'm like, are they just coming in just blowing your minds, or are they coming in and you're like let down? So he started laughing. He was like, you would be surprised. We have kids that come in from the Eastern Seaboard schools, from the top private schools, and colleges, and we got to spend 6 to 8 months training them. They don't know. And a lot of it is basics, because the schools can't really teach it, because to teach something that's constantly growing and evolving, you have to have people in that field, and they're working. So if you're going to learn, it's going to probably be at night or on the weekend. So the school itself is not the best place to get the most up-to-date current information, whether it's coding or designing apps, or working on learning and working on the blockchain. They're like developers for blockchain. That stuff gets really crazy. And he said, you know what? I was like, AP and math Olympiads, all the stuff my kid has done. He was like, we get all that. And the kid, the people that the kids, well, the kids basically that they hire means nothing. They can't problem solve. And with tech, you have to problem solve. This is what Joe was saying. Y'all watch my video. I did an old video, Mathematical Mindsets. Joe Bowler is a professor at Stanford, professor of mathematics. And she was just floored that all of these bright young kids were coming in and they couldn't problem solve. They couldn't do anything outside of a box. And she was like, this is across the board. It wasn't like one state. It was like kids from all different states, SES, everything. And she wrote this. The kids couldn't cope. They couldn't, they were uncomfortable struggling with a problem. And when you're, especially for MIT in the tech world, I know they have like humanities and stuff like that, but the flagship, you have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. It's constantly changing field. So he said, people that we were impressed with, the very few, or when we go to recruit or something like that, which is rare, the kids that impressed us, they worked on something. They designed something. He said someone designed something with a Raspberry Pi, which is basically like a motherboard, Raspberry Pi, and I forgot what they did. I think they turned on the lights, off the lights, something like that. Something about parents with diabetes, but it was simple. It wasn't all elaborate with thousands of dollars worth of parts and pieces. It was like the simplicity of it was brilliant. He solved the problem. And it was a personal problem for him, and he solved it. So that he says he was top of the. They were like, we got to get him. We got to get him. Regular school, but see, here's the thing. Here's a little secret that he said but didn't say. That kid, because I was like, okay, well, how'd that go down? Regular, because I was like, do the people that work for you or other companies similar to yours, are they like, these rock stars with like, they took 12 AP classes and got 4s and 5s, blew out their SATs and subject SATs, all that? He was like, really? The ones that we find adjust well, they're just average kids. Like they might have taken 1 or 2 AP classes, but they maybe did an internship. Or like he was saying with that kid, they just built something and made something, and that really gets our attention. And so I don't know if you guys have heard of Project Lead the Way, because that, like, all these top schools were like trying to get kids to start working together, collaborating with each other from elementary, middle school, and high school, because it was a problem in the real world. And these schools are saying, yeah, these companies are saying it's still a problem. So to your answer, Melinthia, what he was saying was that kid, I think he did soccer. That was it. He didn't have a lot of AP classes. He didn't have a lot of obligations. So he was able to work on his project. And so he was saying, hey, You can spend your time having 4 hours of homework every night. And then on the weekends, if you play a sport or if you're in an extracurricular activity, there's your time right there. You have no time to sit and code, program, build, create. So he was saying, it might be to your advantage to drop that course load, maybe take, an advanced class here or there, or during the summertime, maybe a college course or whatever, but spend that time just creating or getting the main thing he said was, please, if you can just learn Python and Java, you are ahead of a lot of people. It's like, if you can at the advanced level, he was like, you will be ahead of a lot of these students. They just go like to after school programs. But if you're really working it and doing it and not just at some place just doing it because your parents are paying $400 a month, he said, your kid's golden. He said, your kid is golden. And he said, they don't even have to go to college for that. He was like, there's so many programs, online programs, where you just get the certificate. And he's like, we actually prefer those. A lot of people they hire are older people. They go back and they do these online classes on the weekends or at night. And it's open. You don't have to be older. You can start at, I think, 17 or 18. Just get these certificates. And boom, minimum salary, $125. He was like, spread the word. Because they're hurting in the industry. They're having to bring in a lot of foreigners, and they're having problems with the communication aspect. So they need more students here to hire from. So that's a whole nother thing. But that's something to think about, okay? And that's something that I've thought about with my sons, okay? Danielle says, I have always been a perfectionist. Last month, hold on. I think I need to reach for my win bell. I decided that perfectionism never served me. That's a win. That's a mindset win. I've been more productive ever since. You go, girl. I always tell my kids, you know enough to start. Exactly. Because even if you don't know jack, you know you want to do it. That's enough. That's enough. And then you just start and you just make your mistakes as you go along. And you just learn, and then things start to form. You got to do something before you can form something, right? You got to have the dough right there before you can start forming it. You got to have the dough. That's the starting. Then you form it into like your braided bread, or punch it and make you just a regular loaf. You got to start. Okay. It's 5:21. Let me start to wrap this up. Okay, that's my comment. He wants to do chemical engineering at MIT. I told him Rice University in Houston is where it's at. Baby, Rice is the Harvard of the South. You know that. But y'all don't know Rice University in like South Houston. Is it like Southwest Houston? It's in Houston. They've always been known as the Harvard of the South. And let me tell you, in my graduating class, our valedictorian, he got an offer from all the top schools, and he went to Rice. And I remember who was okay, so we were all in choir. So like the valedictorian and the salutatorian, we were all in choir. We were in chorale. We were in competitive choir, which we won state. We won, I think, 17 trophies. We won the state championship. We were Division 5A because that was the highest back then. 1992. Y'all better ask somebody. But anyway, so the valedictorian, he won. No, he didn't win a solo, but the salutatorian, no, that was Seema. Yeah, she was the salutatorian. But anyway, so they were like, they're getting recruited, but Rice was ponying up the money. And Rice, at the time, their SAT score requirement was higher than Harvard. That's why it was always called the Harvard of the South, because the requirements to get into Rice was much higher than Harvard. And believe me, people in the know, they know about Rice. So, and Rice, they're trying to get into the AI. Yeah, like big time. So, hey, you can keep your kid in state and near you in Houston, girl. You better start getting all your rice. You probably already got it. Get your rice hat, all your gear. Start putting all the stuff. Keep going to the campus for everything. I call every department. I would know. I have every professor's name on speed dial. Hey, you need my son to come up there and clean your office? Can you mow your lawn? Y'all got some intern. What can we do? They see my face. They be like, please let this child in so this mom can just get out my face. I would be all up in their faces. I'm like, okay, what periodicals is he in or writing in? We're gonna have everything. We're gonna be the FBI, CIA, the chemical engineering department. We're gonna know everybody's name. We're gonna be up in there. He gonna be at a conference. We're gonna be at a conference too. We're gonna be sitting right next to him. Oh, hi. Fancy seeing you here. We're gonna be stalking. Yeah. So yeah, you know what? I would listen, people, let me tell you, a closed mouth don't get fed. And let me tell you what I mean by that. My friend, Texas is football country, baby. And my girlfriend, her son, is playing at a top private prep school. And no, he wanted to play at a top private prep school. He was at like a lower tier one. He wasn't getting any playing time, but he was good. And I was talking to, we went to school together, and she was like, he's kind of depressed and blah, 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 blah. And, the coach, he's more into the players, and, he's fair and stuff like that. So I said, girl, just call the coach and talk to him. What's the worst that can happen? No. Okay, we'll knock on another door. As sure as my name, well, my YouTube name is Niki. She called up to the school, all nice and humble, asked to talk to the coach. He called her back in like 2 days and explained the situation, and was like, could he come do a little trap, whatever. He's like, sure, I'm ready. This the only time I'm ready for him to come. He can come and show him what he's got. Now, of course, he's got like film and stuff, like on IG and stuff like that. But she was like, I'm not an overbearing mom or anything like that, but I believe in my son, and I believe in your school, and I'll go to the ends to make everything comfortable for you. Like I'm gonna let you do your thing or whatever, but I'm just a concerned parent. And he was like, bring him in. But she was very sincere, because he could have just looked at his all his little clips on IG, but she was very sincere and not pushy. And he said, come on up. We got practice. He can come before practice. He went. Whatever they had him do, and they offered him a spot. The only thing was, and it's a very competitive school. It's a good football program in that state. The scholarship. So he was like, ma'am, what did it for me? Y'all never know. If y'all don't take away anything from this, listen to this. You never know who's watching. You never know who's watching. When they went up there, he was there before like the practice, and so the janitors, they cleaning up stuff, whatever. And so I forgot what she said, but basically her son was talking to the janitor and was saying, yes, sir, no, sir. And the coach was kind of like over in the office a little bit, and then came out, not really knowing it was him, but I guess hearing it. So when they went up to him, he was like, oh, that was you talking to so-and-so? He said the janitor's name. All right. We got a spot for him. Because how she talked to him, that fruit from the tree showed. It showed. She was respectful, humble. That son was respectful and humble when nobody was looking. Nobody was looking. And she only got a partial scholarship. He's like, there's only so much I can do, because it's like season already started. But he was like, I can work with that. That attitude, I can work with that. And then, of course, the kid is good. So it was a signed deal. Y'all never know who's watching. And that's why that coach put him on that roster, because that kid said, yes, sir, no, sir, to a janitor. People snub their noses out, walk past, can't be bothered with. Telling y'all, I don't have anything else to add. That was kind of it. I kind of just got pulled around in so many directions. You never know who's watching. You never know who's watching. I got a story real quickly with my oldest son. He plays football. They had he did flag, and then they went to a championship. They played at SoFi Stadium, which is where the Rams play. And then he went to play football at a public school. Second game or so, I'm in the stand and sitting around with some parents, and then one of the parents, I didn't know, but he is a football analyst at a big football program in town, and I never knew this, but I know his wife. And so his friend, he's a coach, he came to come look at some players. And so we're talking, and I said, oh, yeah, because we were, and he brought up the SoFi Stadium. Oh, yeah, because our league was the first to play in front of fans. He goes, really? What team? I said, the team. And he said, what player? And I, said my son's name and number. He was like, that's your son? It's like, yeah. He said, I watched him all season. He hustles on every single play. I've never seen that in young kids. He hustles every single play. I was like, wow. He was like, oh, I'm watching him. And my son, he's a good player. There are players bigger than him, bigger than him. But those intangibles, y'all, I'm telling you, when you put that purpose in your child, that purpose is you're great. Don't let anyone take your shine off of you. Buff your shine and make your shine bigger versus somebody scratching you and dulling you like a car and taking away your shine. And you put that mindset so they can stay on their purpose, right? Because the purpose, if they shaky with it, they can fall off. That's fine. You know how the baby, when they 3 months old, you sit them down and they just bobble off to the side, you put them back up, and eventually they get solid and they can sit up straight. That's with our kids. It's, because that baby has that purpose. That purpose is I'm gonna sit up and then I'm gonna crawl and then I'm gonna walk and then run and then get into things. That purpose is there. So as parents, when we're depositing those positive mindsets, those character traits, it's just in them now. And you don't have to worry about it. They're on their track. So we don't have to wait until our kids are like adults, 20, 21 and up to see our manifestation. See your manifestation right now unfolding. That woman was my girlfriend. She was doing all of that with her kid, and it just manifests naturally for him. Okay. Now he's on his purpose. He can do his purpose more, accurately because he just started, he started and got into the habit of being respectful to his elders. So maybe I should have renamed this purpose, and I don't know, but you never know who's watching. So now he ain't got to pay all that money every year, just half the money. I'm probably sure she probably got finagled some way to get the other half covered, but you just never know who's watching. So if you just start, your purpose will come, and then you bobble along, but you'll get there. Okay. And with that, you get your freedom, because when you have a purpose, when you're starting, it's easy to say no to the craziness, to the chaos, to the pressures, to the BS. It's easy to say no to all that because your purpose is quite clear. And then what doesn't align with it. Okay? Throw it away. Throw it away. I don't want that. Boom, boom, boom. I don't want that. No. So anyway, if there are no more questions or comments, I'm going to go give my baby a hug again. I'm just so proud of him. I am so proud of him. Yeah. Okay. So Lindsay says you should look into student access programs at State College for high school credit. I know at West Virginia U, college classes are $75 a credit for high school students. Better deal than a lot of community college or AP classes. Yeah. And also, truth be told, like California, the state has a pretty good program where your first 2 years are free at the the community college level. I think Texas has something similar, but definitely check your programs. Don't wait for the counselors to try to give you information, or get on these college boards. Like I'm on Homeschool High School on Facebook. I'm on like 4 Facebook groups for like high school, just to get the information and the knowledge and to see what's popping in these different states. But there is no reason why a kid should be in debt and all this stuff when there's a lot of ways for them to get educated for free. But thank you, Danielle, for sharing that, because a lot of especially state schools, they do have programs where you can go for nothing or a very small nominal fee and get those classes under your belt. Okay. See, thanks for the advice, Danielle. I'll definitely look into that. Yeah, that was some great advice. I have to go. A homeschool live video we would love to see is online classes you recommend. Oh, you know what? And I actually have that. So I keep all of my notes in here, like for my subjects that I want to talk about. And I had online sources. It's way in the beginning, so I need to go back and revisit it. Hold on, I'll just make another copy. But online, let me see, what is it? Online classes. Online classes. And I'll have that for elementary up to college because I have a lot of resources. Okay. Some of them are free. Some of them are free and they count. They'll count for credit. But you need to make sure, you know what you're doing, and it might be free, but maybe some colleges might not accept it. And your child might be dead set on one college, but so you just gotta do a little prep work. But for the most part, uh, the classes are out there, definitely. Let's see. Okay, so I am caught up on all of the comments. Thank you guys. I will be going live. I actually have some recorded videos for this channel I will be putting up, and I'll on my other channel, the Messy Homesteader, I'll be putting videos up this weekend if I can. I have wrestling all day tomorrow, 5 a.m. in the morning until 7 at night. So and that's another thing, guys. When you're so busy and distracted, sometimes it's easy to forget, what you need to do or to start. So that's why you got to be messy about it. Just do atomic levels, okay? Messy atomic levels. Just a little bit. My son's got wrestling tournament. He has to be at the school at 5:15 in the morning. Weigh-in is at 6:30. They start wrestling at 9. It's a lot of schools, which means they'll probably be there until 7 o'clock at night. And it's all the way in Orange County. It's an hour away. So I can't just drop off and come back. That's my whole day. So I think my husband and I might tag team for that. But I have family that came into town today, and I'm supposed to, I got to go out with them tomorrow. And so I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. But my purpose is to work on my baby over here, get him some work done this weekend, and to get these videos going. So to leave with this, so for those of you who are thinking about your purpose, you're just wondering, that's good. Let us know. You never know who's listening. You never know who's watching. Somebody could contact you privately and have something for you, right? Or can give you a resource to point you in a direction, okay? But on this other channel, you're going to see me from the ground up. A lot of things I don't know. I was pressure canning, like live, not live, but pressure canning. And I had only done it like 2 times before. I had no business with a camera talking about on pressure, but I did it. And I was like, oh my God, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. So it's just starting. Okay. It wasn't cute. It was ugly. It was messy. And I looked a mess, but it's there. So if there's something you're interested in, just be honest with yourself and know that it's never too late and you're never too old to start something, to try something. Okay. Be an example for your kids. Okay. And you know what? Sometimes your kids are the best cheerleaders and your best agents and advocates. Mom, you're great at that. You should do that. I'll help. Just their enthusiasm and their love and, their rah-rah, can really push you to into the lane of considering seriously doing something different. So just think about that. And y'all come on, because I don't want to be the only one talking about trying to do some other things in life. I want more people to be doing other things, going out on a limb. Okay, listen. Okay, look. All right, look. So we are going to be having y'all come on here because I figured out how to do the guest thing. I did a little test run again, and y'all are gonna come. I'm gonna force y'all to come on here somehow. I'm gonna force y'all or bribe y'all, and I want to know what y'all are doing. I want to know what your hopes are. You never know how you can manifest that. You could be living a totally different life a year from now just by opening your mouth. Closed mouth don't get fed. So just putting it out there. You never know. Somebody might know. You just never know. Okay. And if it don't work out, it don't work out. So what? Try something else. So what? Get out there. Would you be able to give me consultations for my daughter? She is autistic. She has anxiety, sensory issues, struggling to find the right curriculum. Yes, for those of you who don't know, I do consultations. If you go to my website, you can uh on my consultation page, it has like a calendar. Um, but read all the stuff and then choose a time that works for you, and then we can set something up. I do like a free, like a get to know you kind of thing to see if we're a good fit. And that's free. I think that's 15 minutes. It's on my website. And do that. And then we can talk and see. And then, we can take it a step further. But yeah, definitely my daughter's beautiful mind. I do consultations. And actually, I do consultations all the time. It's just like in person. And I'm like, just people I know, or someone I just see that's struggling, and I'm like, I gotta help this mama out. So but yeah, so check that out on my website. The link is in the scroll. Oh no, that's my YouTube channel, my bad. Here we go. There you go. And wait a minute, that's still saying YouTube channel. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. So yes, so that homeschool life, navigate to the consultation at the very top, and then you can set up an appointment time with me, and we can get you on the path. Okay, help you find your purpose, help you reconnect, help you get peace with what you're doing. Right? It's nothing like just being consciously anxious about what you're teaching, what books you got, what books you don't have, or how do you want to teach. Okay, just getting some clarity by starting, that's half the battle. But a lot of times we have to just kind of reset, put everything away, and just be from the heart. Okay. And if you're not that kind of person, it's never too late. It's never too late. And you might scare your child. Mom, you're not like that. Well, I'm like that now because you're important. And we're going to knock it out. We're going to figure it out together. Okay. And be authentic with that. Kids know BS. They smell it a mile away. Be authentic with that. And let her know it ain't going to be cute. It's going to be messy because I'm learning too. But hey, I got your back. I hope you have my back. And then y'all make a little contract, a little verbal contract. Okay. So like a safe word. Okay, look, when it's getting really overwhelming, this is the word to use. But you got to be judicious with it. You can't be using this every 5 minutes. This is the word you really, really say to me, and I know to back off. Okay? Or when you really need help. Because sometimes kids, they have a hard time asking for help when they have some psychological issues going on, some mental issues. It's hard for people in general to reach out and ask for help. And they're the ones who need it the most. So you need to let her know. Pre-warn her. Okay? I might not always see the signs that you need to take a break or you're burnt out. Mommy might not always see that. Okay? So if you are having problems trying to tell me, this is the word to use. Okay? Sometimes you just get so caught up, you just can't say it. And it just comes out as frustration, as yelling, as slamming, as, being, muttering under your breath. Okay? Those are just calls for help. So we got to stop seeing it as being rebellious or being disobedient or whatever. A lot of times it is a cry for help. It's like plants. If you're a gardener and you have plants, whether indoors or outdoors, you start seeing the leaves kind of curling up. Okay, maybe they might need water. Okay, or you might see leaves that they're turning brown. Maybe there's some kind of nutrient deficiency. Or you got a tomato plant, and you got all these flowers, all these leaves, but no tomatoes. Okay? Too much nitrogen. Okay, so you got to really look at those plants and look at the symptoms and then connect it to the problem. So with your children, you have to look at those symptoms. Okay, do they look burnt out, like physically? Losing weight, bruises on them, that could be a sign of anemia. Low iron, which means they're depleted, so they're going to be fatigued or tired. Is their hair kind of falling out? Are their eyes, are they kind of yellowish? Are they muttering more than usual, mumbling, monotone talking? What are these things that they're doing? Because they'll give you a little bit of an idea, and then you can start to kind of nuance how you want to approach it. Okay, is it some bullying going on? Mean Girls is a bit dot dot dot. Um, for boys, maybe some peer pressure. You just don't know. You just gotta just gently probe and see if it's something that's going on in the house. Siblings, a spouse, a boyfriend that lives in the house. You know, you gotta look at where it's coming from. It could be outside or it could be in your house. It could be in the next room. Okay, so it could be social media. So those are things where you have to, tread softly so you don't scare them away, but let them know that you're still the mother, you still love them, and it's still your house, but you have some autonomy. Okay, I'm the United States and you're Texas. Okay, you got states' rights, but Fed gonna overrule. No, I'm kidding, but you see where I'm going. So just just being there, even if they hate it, they'll appreciate it. And sometimes did you know? Hold on. Oh, I want to start doing some homeschool news. There's an article that came out, and I forget what publication. It's a Harvard study that says that homeschoolers are basically built stronger than public school kids. They're like more well-rounded, less likely to succumb to anxiety, depression, the S word, things like that. They said it seems a majority of them have some kind of support system where they go to church or mosque, or they have a bigger family. So they have more eyeballs. This is my interpretation. You have more eyeballs on you. So, if it's just you and your family, you might be tired, you're working, your husband's working, whatever. So you might just miss things. Like even me missing things for my kid. It was right in front of me. But if you have, social gatherings that you go to regularly, then other people can be your eyes, your fresh eyes. People at the church, people at the library. If you go there regularly and you see the same kind of people, or co-ops or whatever, you know, people can confirm what you're seeing. You don't have to think, oh, it's just me. Other people can, say, hey, we noticed, so the intervention can happen sooner, and then you have a bigger chance of, getting those things corrected. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna do a whole video on that, because right now mental health is such a big thing right now, and we need mental health article, and I'm just going to make that a mental health. And I did a video, mental health for moms, but we really need it for kids. Okay, so I got that in the book. All right, so there's no more comments or questions. I'm going to see you guys in a couple of days, and keep bringing in your comments and all your beautiful and wonderful advice. Okay, let me see. Oh, am I that far behind? Oh my gosh, hold on, I missed a number of things. Okay, so hey Chantel, she says that's our homeschool model. There is no failure, only learning and growing. Yes, absolutely. See, I think I skipped some accidentally. Okay, last two, and then I'm getting out of here for sure. Oh, I did read that one. Okay, last one, 3AK. Can you make a video about how much you plan for the year for language arts? I'm having trouble trying to pull back on writing, mechanics, literature, vocab, etc. I'm trying not to overwhelm. Okay, so, and I'll end with this. Depending on what age your child is or what grade level, language arts can be overwhelming because there are lots of pieces. Then you start throwing in phonics and spelling, vocabulary, it's poetry. You get a lot. Now, one thing that I like about writing and rhetoric, or Classical Academic Press, that's the publisher of the writing and rhetoric, and Michael Clay Thompson, they weave all of those language arts together. So it's not so much this book for here, this book for there. It's you don't have like 7 books, a separate book for everything. Like writing and rhetoric, it incorporates but grammar into the program, but it's only as a supplement, but it's still something, right? With Michael Clay Thompson, it weaves in poetry with the grammar, although the grammar is a different book, but it's like 4 books, so it all integrates, like the writing with the reading with the grammar, and so you can get a lot of bang for your buck right there. There's And then you don't do everything every year. It's a building to that, so you might not touch vocabulary until maybe year 2, right? So, or spelling, you know depending on, say you're in elementary school, you're starting with like the basics, phonics, some writing, literature. The next year you bring in a little bit of grammar. The next year you bring in spelling. The following year you bring in vocabulary. So it's like when you're baking and you have your wet ingredients. You got your eggs, you got your sugar. You don't just dump it all in. You just kind of mix 1 or 2 together until it's well blended. And then once it's well blended, then you add in like the nuts, then you mix it in. So you don't do everything all at once because it doesn't gel quickly and it's too much for the children to comprehend. So you help them solidify certain aspects of language arts, and then you go in with the sprinkles. So like your eggs, butter, sugar, your main ingredients, right? Like in a cake would be like your writing, your reading, phonics, right? Get that going. Then you can start. Now they're solid with their reading, right? They understand what they're reading, they're writing, they have the stamina, and they have the fine motor skills. Now you can sprinkle in some grammar, so their writing can at least have 1 period every 2 or 3 sentences. Okay, then once they feel like they remember to capitalize the beginning of a sentence and all that kind of stuff, then you start weaving in maybe some vocabulary. So it's just like you're just sprinkling in things along the way, but you don't feel you have to do all of it right now. If your child is not solid with writing or reading, nothing else, don't touch. Don't touch nothing else. First, get solid on reading. Everything else can wait. And while you're reading, you can teach grammar while you're reading. It's through osmosis and imitation, right? So they read a passage, a book that you like or that they like. They do copy work. Okay, take 1 or 2 sentences from a page and let that be their copy work. So eventually they'll start to see patterns. It's pattern recognition that works up here. Okay, a lot of people they want to go to these top schools and things like that. But if you talk to those parents who are like scientists or professors, and you look at what they give their kids when they're little, they give them visual discrimination books. Okay, those critical thinking skills, but visual discrimination is really, really key. And so if they can't do the reading, they so when they're doing the reading, they will start to notice patterns, that visual I was going to say visual disengagement, the visual not discrimination, the visual, guys, what am I trying to say? Visual discernment, but it's not visual discernment, it's visual discrimination, I guess. They'll start to notice patterns. Okay, it's pattern recognition, which that's a skill you have to learn. It gets really tough. It gets really, really tough. So they'll start to see those patterns and they'll make those associations. So you can just point things out. What I did with my kids, I'll give them a nickel for every noun. Not noun, there's too many nouns. I would give them a nickel for every verb that ended in ed, or just start with a regular verb. And then you can give them a dime for direct object, because direct object is a lot harder to find than like a noun or a verb. Things like that. But you start to show them, you point it out. You start pointing out all these nouns. Do that for a couple of weeks so they understand now what the placement of a noun and what they are without having formally studied it. They're seeing that in action, and then move on to verbs, and then other parts of speech, right? So that's reading with sprinkling of grammar until you introduce like a grammar program. So those are ways you can just um, combine some of the arts together so it's not so overwhelming. You don't need a book for everything. Okay. Vocabulary. I used to be a proponent of vocabulary. I use Caesar's English, which is great. It's phenomenal. But if I had to do it again, I would just read like Plato's. I would read Aristotle. I would read all those lofty works and teach it from there. But I don't have that kind of time to read, those heavy, dense works. So, um, some of those little programs, little books are okay, but I prefer um, just reading great books. And then for every word, oh, here's something. I have these bookmarks that I made for my kids. Oh, let me do this. I might make these and give them away for free. So I made these bookmarks. And look, your kids, like my oldest one was reading big chapter books at the beginning of kindergarten. What I say? Bookmarks, homemade bookmarks. Okay, so vocabulary bookmarks. So what I did, I make this bookmark and I have all these lines on it, like 1 to 10 or 15. And for every word they don't know, they just write it down or they write the page number, because if they're reading and getting into it, I don't want them to kind of get lost by getting the bookmark, finding the bookmark. Oh, the bookmark fell. And then they have to write it. I'm like, no, just if anything, just underline it, the word, and just write the page number, however they want to do it. Right. And then we go back to it and then we write down the vocabulary, and they have to use it in a sentence at least a couple times that week, and then we just move on from there. A lot of times, like if they'll come across that word again in that book, and I'll see if they recall that. If they don't, they write it again, and then it's just eventually they'll start making associations. They'll remember the context, and it sticks. And then they also get into the habit of reading with more intention, not just reading the words to read the words, but really reading for comprehension. That's a fine little trick. I forget what teacher taught me that. It was one of my teachers back in elementary. I want to say Mr. Canamore, my social studies teacher, but I don't remember. 5th and 9th. Oh, okay. Okay. So you got the end of elementary and the beginning of high school. So for high school, obviously that's going to be a bigger workload. I definitely recommend Stacy Lloyd. I go to my homepage on YouTube, type in high school literature. I think I'm holding a Shakespeare booklet, a printout. Stacy Lloyd, she is a seller on TPT, teacherspayteachers.com. She has the most amazing curriculum. Writing curriculum, and she does also vocabulary. She does a lot of good stuff too. I'm just now going through her English stuff because I've only just really used her novel unit guides. Everything else is amazing, absolutely amazing. And you'll get, and she does a very, very phenomenal job of mixing these language arts. And I think she might have an artistic background. She's an artist. Like her work is like art. It's beautiful. So I might just have maybe 3 books. Literature books, vocabulary, and then writing that embeds some grammar, or the good old-fashioned grammar mechanic books. Sometimes kids, they just have to have some good old-fashioned grammar mechanic workbooks. So what can you say? And then for your 5th grader, I'm dealing with this right now. We're doing a lot of close reading, and for those of you who don't know what that is, that's where you read a passage, maybe like 2 paragraphs, something like that, and then you go back and you read it with a highlighter with intention. You're underlining certain things. And then but you do it over a couple of days, right? So they're not just reading to be reading. You're really making them understand what they're reading. So after they read that sentence, let me make a video on that, because actually I have my son. He actually let me film him do that years ago. And the work I use, I got off of Teachers Pay Teachers. Wait, what did I say? What did I say, y'all? What am I doing? Close reading. And how do you do that? Close reading, how to. I still have his old work, so I can, if he doesn't want to do it, pull out old work. I gotta find it. But I know I kept a lot of it because I was so proud of him. Because that's the child, my youngest one, who hated to read and write. So, but that helped him a lot. And he was so happy to have his little mini highlighters and the highlighted and there's a certain word. Oh, it's a nice little process. Very simple. So, but anyway, I'm going to get out of here. It is 6 o'clock and I have no idea. I'm going to watch The Wheel of Time. Y'all, this show on Amazon, The Wheel of Time, WHEEL. Has anyone seen that? Real quick before we get out of here. Has anyone seen The Wheel of Time? I'm not going to give anything away, any spoilers. I am mesmerized by this show. And it comes out on Fridays, which is now. And so I want to clean this room up and then go out and eat my gummy bears. I got some snacks and watch that because I have to get up 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm always up, but I don't want to be at some school driving to another school for wrestling. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. And thank you. Listen, for those of you in the chat who have made it this far, I want to give you something. I want to get you, it's like at least 17, 20 people in here. I want to give you something. I don't know what it is, but in the comments section, just do like, I want to give you a secret word. That way people won't know what it is. Secret word, pineapple drink. The secret word is pineapple drink. For those of you who put pineapple drink in the comment section, see, the thing is on the live. Yeah, it's live. Okay, so when the live is over, go to the comment section. It's not going to show up on the live. You're commenting in the live, but that's totally different. In the actual comment section, when the video is done, go there, put in pineapple juice, and I'm going to cut it off by like midnight tonight. Because I'm going to look at the time, and that's going to be it. Whoever puts pineapple juice is the secret word. I'm going to have something free and special for you. I think you're going to like it. Free and special for you. So put pineapple juice, just because I appreciate you guys staying late. And I'm 2 hours in. You know, you've got other things going on. Put pineapple juice, not in the chat, but when I finish this live, go in the comment section and put pineapple juice. And then at midnight, my time, I'm going to cut it off. Like, I'm going to note the time and I'm writing down all the names and I'm going to have something for you guys, something nice and free. I don't know what it is, but I got a lot of good stuff. So, but I just it's my way of saying thank you guys for, hanging in there with me for 2 hours. All right, guys. I love you guys. Don't forget to put pineapple juice, our secret word, in the comment sections. I'm going to get out now, not here in the chat, not this live chat, but when I end it, go in the comment section and put it in the comment section of the video. So I'm going to end it here. And if you put it in this chat on the live, that's fine. Just when the video is over, go to the comment section and put it in there. Okay. All right. I'm out of here. I'm reading through the book series and I'm worried to start. Oh yeah. I want to read the book. Darn. The movie, the series is good, but if the book is better, my mind's going to be blown. Well, I'm going to have to watch. I can't tear myself away because it's so good. So I don't know. Maybe I can do it at the same time. I don't know. Maybe it'll just be a summer read for me. I don't know. We'll see. Get me another pack of gummy bears. I ran out. I know, Chantel. Those Hariboos. Oh my goodness. They have some lady something at like Burlington factory. It's like champagne gummy bears. I got them at an airport in Jamaica. Oh my God. The most delicious. I mean, in New York City. The most delicious gummy bears. I looked for 2 years and I finally found them at Burlington. It's called Lady Something. It's got like some regal person on it. And oh my God, the best tasting gummy bears. I might go get some tonight because I got the Haribo, which is fine, but those is Lady Something. And then it's like they have champagne and then they have like 4 or 5 different flavors. Oh my God, it's so good. All right, so don't forget pineapple juice in the comment section in the video, not the chat. Okay, I love you guys. I'm out of here. No, don't put it in this. Wait till I end the Wait till I end the video and then go in the comment section. All right. Let me see how many of you guys are listening. Put your listening ears on. All right, guys, I'm out. Bye-bye. Love you guys.